you could actually zoom in on the camera, so I don't have to be really little anymore. Not sure what's going on, but Facebook doesn't want me to go live. Earlier in the Facebook group, MK Wave, we had Sarah do an update in regards to kind of things that are going on, and so kind of special exclusive content that she's gonna start doing in that group once a week. So she went live for a little while and gave those updates today. So like I said, it'll be a weekly thing, so you can check back and see what's going on. If you guys aren't already a part of it, make sure you go join the MK Wave group. Do you guys like the background? Aren't those cute? And then the lights on either side, they actually flicker. Candles and romance. So I figured I'd start today because I really like getting to know you guys. Let me know where you're from and at least where you're at right now. Will we be able to meet you after your concert set? Are you talking about the one next month? So I have a show coming up August 14th. I'll be playing at Club Red in Mesa. And the answer is yes, I will absolutely be saying hi to you guys afterwards. And we'll make sure to get lots of pictures because those are pretty much, I care about those pictures. I want them, and I always tell you guys, make sure you send me the photos when we're all done so I can have them for my memorabilia. Yeah. Oh, I feel so close to you now. Hello from Florida, New York, United Kingdom. Oh man, we have a group all around the world. Very cool. Well, I'm originally from California, but I moved to Arizona when I was a kid. My dad got a better job, so we came out here. Alright, well, keep them coming as far as I want to know where you guys are at in the world. LA. Very nice. When was the last time I went to LA? I think we had a show there. I think we played Bar Sinister. Yeah, I think that was the last time I was in LA. So, side note, are you guys following with the Music Modernization Act? So my kind of music gurus. So this was passed through the House, the Senate, and so now, in a very strange, but I guess unsurprising turn of events, you have everyone who's on board with this, because basically the Music Modernization Act would just streamline so that musicians can get paid more. So it would just standardize how much people get paid, the reporting, the registration, and just make it so there's like one-stop shop. It's a phenomenal bill, and this is only going to help musicians get paid more money. But anyway, so in a weird turn of events, the company that purchased Harry Fox, which does the mechanical licensing, I won't get into it too much, but essentially this company is now fighting it, and they're saying, well, since we are the ones that give these licenses, even though there's no kind of auditing ability with our company, there's no kind of transparency, of course we're going to fight this because we want to monopolize the market. So it's really a load of crap, and this is basically being led by a senator out in Texas, and it's no good. So all that to say, we're definitely going to be calling our representatives in Texas, for those of you who live there. But no good. We do want the Modernization Act to go through. This is going to be good for everybody. I love your hair. Thank you. So besides that, I also heard that Demi Lovato allegedly, and I love how this is, if you look it up on Fox News or CNN or really any of these bigger brand types, news outlets, they have to be careful that they don't get themselves into trouble. So in the headlines it's, Demi Lovato rushed off to the hospital for heroin overdose, apparently. I hope she's okay. I know that she released a documentary, I think at the beginning of this year. She released a documentary and she was talking about how she's basically struggled with drug addiction. I think she likes uppers, so cocaine, things like that. And just, how difficult it's been kind of making that transition from being, Disney, I don't want to say Disney princess, that's not even right, but a Disney star, and then transitioning into now just a mainstream celebrity. But anyway, so, there was some club, something that she went to, and so now the reports are that she may have overdosed, and like I said, I just really hope that she gets better, and if that really was the case, and, the media isn't just kind of sinking their fangs into this, and, she really just had a tic-tac and choked or something. But either way, that she would get better. 6 years of sobriety is amazing. And if she did it once, she'll absolutely do it again. So my prayers and wishes definitely go out to her and, those was affected around her. Alright, so someone had asked, you guys know that kind of my boring day job is that I am on the legal side and the label side of music. Obviously I'm still a musician, but someone had said, hey, could you start, you know, doing music business tips? And so I agreed to it. I don't know if this is going to become a normal kind of thing, but not just for musicians, but for entertainers in general. If you are, you know, into filmmaking or you're a model. I had someone contact me today and she, you know, she's into pageants and whatever it is, you know, a lot of the tips that I have are just very general. And so I thought maybe today I'll talk about something from one of my clients dealt with this week. So basically taking that case study and making it applicable here, but this just has to go with if you're collaborating with someone. So kind of 2 rules of thumb, really good to keep in mind. Number 1, make sure that you always have those hard discussions up front, and those are always the deal points. All right, great, Johnny, boo-boo, we're gonna work together, and we're gonna do the song, it's gonna smash the charts, and we're gonna be so successful. That's all nice, and that's how everyone feels entering into a new relationship, but you never really anticipate that things are gonna go sideways. So when they do, you won't be surprised. And so talk about things like ownership. Talk about things like, you know, who gets to release the song, who's going to keep track of the song and the earnings. Most companies that you'll go through, there's only one person that can be assigned the earning rights. So the money is deposited into that person's account. And so then you need to say, so if I'm in charge of the money, how many times do I report to the rest of the songwriters? How many times do I need to pay you your splits? So talk about all the difficult stuff up front, including ownership and release rights, but then also, you know, final say, because things come up like cover art, you know, so as a musician, I would want to have the final say in how I'm portrayed on any, you know, cover art, but other people are going to want that say as well. So those are the types of things that would be important to me. So 2 rules of thumb. Number 1, make sure you talk about all the tough stuff up front, and then number 2, actually put it on paper. And, you know, the ideal time to do this is as soon as possible, but typically it's, all right, we finally have a project done, we're going to release it, so let's make sure just to get the contract memorialized before the music comes out. Okay, so, you know, obviously you can always go and contact an entertainment attorney and get someone to actually draft one of these for you. However, the internet is just an amazing place, and you can find so many contracts that way. And so you can find just the most basic templates, download it, kind of, you know, take a swing at it, and worst case scenario, after you already have something in draft form, then send it to an attorney. It just takes less time and it's way cheaper that way. So that's my business tip for today. I was gonna do a smoothie demonstration for you guys. Would you like that? I've been getting much more comfortable with my story and making the story. So basically I do my stories throughout the day now. So, you know, that's probably one of the best ways to kind of keep up with me between all the social media platforms. My Instagram stories are really the place to be. But anyway, so before this I made a smoothie, and it was like a medley of basically, you know, warm colored fruits. So your mango and your pineapple and what other warm colored fruits? Peaches? Papaya. Mango.
Pineapple.
It's really good, especially for summer. God, what is it in Arizona today? 116?
Yeah.
Guys, it's brutal. And as the person who doesn't go outside very much, my little, you know, walk to the car, or yesterday I had to go to court, so my walk outside or downtown to court at 10 a.m., I'm like melting. It's a little hot, but the smoothies are really nice. Krystle makes the best smoothies. Yes, I do. So then moving on, at some point I would really like to at least share that with you guys and kind of show you, you know, what I like to do. And so this goes to just kind of your overall physical wellness and just, you know, trying to find ways to keep your energy high. I'm finding that consistently with myself, with the people that I care about, it's really, really difficult to maintain high energy levels without really doing damage to your body. And what I mean by that is, you know, we have a tendency to over-caffeinate, overstimulate, stay up too late, don't sleep well. And I'm absolutely guilty of that. So I'm excited to share some of the stuff that I do to offset some of those, you know, not so good decisions that I will make. Okay, so just a couple other things that I want to touch on. So we did finally decide on a drummer. I know I was telling you guys that we were doing auditions, and then we had it down to 2 drummers. And we ended up, because both of them did a really great job and we had a hard time making a decision, so we ended up doing one more, I don't know, cycle, I guess, or rehearsal, and so we had both of them audition again, and we decided on one. So you will be meeting and seeing the new drummer when you guys come out to the show August 14th, again at Club Red. They already have the tickets up and for sale and all the details and things like that. So if you go to my Facebook page, or I think it's still the link in my description, you can check out the Facebook, actual group for the show and that whole hoop shaboop. So I hope you guys come out, and if you do, make sure to say hi and take a picture. Thank you guys. I'm happy to see those comments. Yes, we have to support each other. I posted a clip from the live stream that I did over at STNTV, and I specifically noted where I was kind of talking about that because, I can speak for myself, but I feel like this is pretty consistent for most people, and it's just that, we all kind of get through and deal with really difficult things in our lives, even if it's like a direct response to something terrible that's going on, some tragedy that's happened, and maybe just for no reason. And, that's been kind of my story more so than not, right? So just, something that you've encountered that you're dealing with, and anyway, so I don't want to kind of go too much into this, but just to say that, my heart definitely goes out, and this even goes back to kind of my comment about DEMI Lovato, just in that, sometimes you have so much pressure that you just end up going to something that's so bad for you, whatever it is, cocaine or heroin or whatnot. So you got to find some more positive outlets to kind of get through the situation. So a couple of questions that I did want to answer before I get out of here from earlier today. If animals could talk, who would be the rudest? I thought that was a pretty good question. So I felt like the kind of like unrecognized animal would be like an ant, right? Or a worker bee, or just one of these types of like insects that lead a life of serving others and just day and night. So I think I would say like an ant or a worker bee. Someone asked a cool question. He goes, is I Don't Cry how do you say the word? Autobiographical or just wonderfully sweet? I Don't Cry is absolutely just a piece out of my diary. So I literally didn't cry when I was born. It was kind of my, my mom's story when I was growing up, and she said when I was born, didn't cry. The nurse said that, they should spank me just to make sure that I was okay and whatever. And the doctor's like, no, don't hit her. Don't hit her, she's absolutely fine. And then as I grew up, it was just the same thing. I never cried, and in fact, I have a scar on my forehead. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. So, oh, yes, up here too. So I have a scar on my forehead, and that's because in order to deal with my overwhelming emotions as a child, rather than cry, I would headbang and find some concrete or wood or whatever. So I'd literally go out into the middle of the road and just smash my face on the concrete, which is, what I did instead of crying. Maybe I should have gone into metal music. It was a calling. I just didn't even know. Honey badgers or the Tasman devil. Bees are assholes. I think bees are just misunderstood. But anyway, so it absolutely goes to kind of my history, and just the fact that, I absolutely do cry now, but up until I was probably 24, I would cry at most maybe once a year. It was just, this is always how I've been. And maybe it's I just kind of, hold my emotions in or something. I don't know. It's just who I am. So my song, I Don't Cry, just speaks to that fact. Someone also asked, what's my favorite type of pasta? I like rigatoni, but I don't mind a couple of the other styles. It's all fun. I just love pasta in general, but my favorite noodle is the rigatoni. Would you be acting in any movies? I think this one was, like, would I act or be an actress? So I have done acting roles far and few. Far and few. I'm not trying to be an actress. I don't think I'm an actress. I don't think I'm very good when I try to act. However, I was coaxed into doing it because it was kind of an exchange. So the director wanted me to be in the film. I played some minimal role, and so then my music got to be in the film or a trailer or something like that. So that's why I agreed to do it. My only intention is that I like making film. I like making art, and I've told you guys this before, when I come up with the visual aspect of my music is sometimes the most exciting part of what I do. I like storytelling, and you know, my inclination when I write my video treatments is to go into the storytelling, not just a standard, you just see the normal shots of a band and then, you know, some individual shots or something like that. So anyway, as far as, I'm not really trying to be an actress, but I could see myself maybe doing some more stuff like that in the future if the right kind of role came up. You know, kind of my secret or whatever on my bucket list is that I would really love to play a superhero or a villain or something like that in a film, but not for any reason other than I just think it's awesome. I heard turtles are amongst the worst. Not a turtle! What do you think?
Turtles are fine.
I think turtles are fine! What did they do to you? So is there a song that you can make that can make you cry, one of yours or another artist? Yeah, there's a couple of songs that have sentimental value to me, and it's not that they can make me cry, but, you know, can jolt those types of feelings. One of them is, quite a few actually, Enya. I don't know if you guys listen to Enya, but back in the day, I mean, I grew up listening to her, and so I just really, really love the music. I think that her producer did a really nice job, and all of it's just, it's inspired me from a very young age, and so there are a couple songs that just really mean a lot to me from her records. Would you ever do a Miss Krystle version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow? Can I tell ya? Can I be honest? When I was competing in pageants, that's such a standard. Like, there's a couple of songs that are so standard for singers, and that was one of them. And I just, not to say that I'm not now, but at the time I was competing, I just wouldn't do that kind of song. First of all, because, you know, I'm like, oh, all the other girls are doing that, I don't want to be like them. But also, it takes a certain type of voice, and I always felt that unless you can really belt that kind of song out, it's not worth doing because you have so much competition. It's almost like the national anthem or just one of these songs. You're not singing and people are like, oh, I feel patriotic. Some people do, I'm sure there's an exception, but most of the time it's just the opportunity to compare. Well, I heard this other person do it, or she did a terrible job. Did you hear that one note? So, all that to say, I could do a version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow, but I have chosen not to at this point. Don't forget to add Miss Krystle to your Pandora! Oh yes, the shameless plugs. I've been seeing that you guys are following on Spotify, and I really appreciate it, especially on any of the music platforms, because obviously when we have the new music come out, the mixer is working on it this week, you guys will be notified when you are following on Spotify, and then you'll just get the, you know, I'll notify you as well, but if you want to go follow, that would be great. I mean to tell you also, would you like to see my makeup? Ooh, you got makeup! What do you think about my makeup today? I did a smoky eye. Yes, I'd love to see your makeup, so send me some ish. Okay, last one. Would you do a collaboration with Marilyn Manson or Britney Spears? Now, I'm assuming this is either artist today, right? I mean, this isn't like the artists in their prime. To be honest, I'd probably be stoked to do either today or any other time. But here's the thing, it's just more of a respect. I really, really respect different artists, different artists who have been able to have such a huge impact in their genre. I love it, regardless of your feelings about Marilyn Manson or Britney Spears, just to know that the impact that they had was so monumental, not just, you know, when they were in their prime, but that continued to release music and to, you know, try to be relevant and to stay on tour and things like that. So I got no shade about no one. If I did a collaboration with either, I'd be a happy clam. Thank you. Alright guys, love your faces. So sorry for Facebooky any issues that you guys were encountering. We'll get this going. Make sure to send some love to Demi Lovato so she can get all better. Alright guys, love your faces, and I hope you like seeing mine all up close and personal. Bye!